And if XRP had Bitcoin's market cap of approximately $1.1 trillion, XRP would be worth $24, an upside of 21x. What's going on, guys? Kevin Cage here with another cryptocurrency update. In today's video, we're going to be diving into the XRP price chart, the Ethereum price chart. We have some massive news related to not only Ripple, but Flare Networks and Alliance Block. And also want to share that staking for DAG is 100% live. We'll be touching on that right here with the soft node program, developing an additional passive income stream, and a few other assets with their price charts and expectations for the future. And as we know, Ripple's annual event Swell is just about 1 week away. Let's kick it off. Alright guys, before diving into some of the XRP news, we have the Ethereum price chart on the left-hand side on the weekly time frame along with Polkadot or DOT. Now both are approaching or already have created a second all-time high price for the year of 2021 coming out of this Fibonacci retracement. As we said, I think it was a couple days ago, if not a week ago, Polkadot moving back up. Watch when this RSI starts to get up to this purple, ready to pierce, and we could go on a nice rally in the weeks ahead. The targets that I'd be looking at, since we have about 50 or 60 plus assets that have reached this level, are the 127 extension, about 60 bucks. I'm talking since it was, 40 bucks, so a good 50% ROI right there. We have the Ethereum price chart running up, not even having a golden cross, just kept on pushing. Thank you to the London upgrade. Now with Polkadot, of course, the narratives for the past few weeks were pretty obvious. Polkadot price to target $100 if DOT holds above this crucial support. Besides that, we know the Parachain auction on November 11th right here. And even Yahoo Finance, covering this just about an hour ago, rallies 15% as the Parachain proposal is set to pass votes. So with some common sense, reading the narratives and seeing the news, and being in a bull run, it gets pretty obvious. So remember, for both price charts on the weekly, which is a significant time frame, a macro time frame, we can see that we are ready to pierce. And so my question for you guys was, which will reach the first fib extension first? Next up, guys, we have API 3. Please remember the APY, their annual rewards, is still over 40%. I know it went as high as what, 50%, 56%, something like that. And I mean, think about it. If you have $100,000 staking right now, you are earning $40K in passive income each and every year. Now, that's not even considering the appreciation of the asset. Of course, this is not financial advice. I am heavy in crypto, and that is what my risk tolerance is. But if you had $100,000 or even $10K in API 3 staking for the past several months, you've been reaping the rewards at an asset that is only $4 to $5 with a small market cap. And yes, I believe a 10x is well within the realm of possibility. So you can do the math from there, earning 40% APY, and then the asset does a 10x at some point in the future, if not even more, because it's backed by Digital Currency Group and Pantera Capital, some of the biggest organizations in the entire cryptocurrency space. We are talking largest hedge funds and largest VC investors. Along with Emergo, who's the founding entity of Cardano. They have a 10-year partnership with the Open Bank project, hundreds of APIs, thousands of developers. For me, this is a great long-term hold because I see a nice long roadmap, I see a beautiful GitHub, I see their technical reports, I see their business development. So I don't chase assets, I'm not here for quick gains. If I can get quick gains, awesome. For me, I'd much rather find assets that will be here and survive during the bear market because crypto is already risky enough. Now, for anybody curious, guys, I am officially staking my DAG. I know we showed this a few videos ago. The soft node program is now live. So I did link this, and also I encourage you to follow the official Constellation page. They'll have the links available for you as well. Let me retweet this once more and mute this. You guys can find it if you follow me on Twitter. So as I showed, API 3, 40-50% APY easy. Just like API 3 is tackling the Oracle problem, now I'm in another vertical with DAG tackling big data, a layer 0 protocol. Similar to HBAR, I guess, because they're both built on directed acyclic graphs, but it is very unique in its own right, thanks to state channels. So when you come to the website platform.lattice exchange, you can come over to staking. What you can do then is soft node staking. There's also other staking programs available. The benefit is these soft nodes do not require hardware resources. The distribution scheme is already equal to the anticipated go live and growth of the network with mainnet 2.0. For those that hold 250,000 or more DAG in their wallets. All I do is I have my DAG in Stargazer and I just sync the wallet and connect it in the top right up here. So program info, you have the soft node FAQ, frequently asked questions right here, how it works. And the cool thing is, there's no KYC required. You have 1 day and 20 hours left. Notice, 472 nodes already staked. And now let's refresh this because I want to see if this number's increased because I think I saw somebody on Twitter show an updated figure. So 472 soft nodes are staked currently. That means each at least 250,000 DAG. And we know many enterprises will be onboarding shortly. Let's refresh. Over 1,000 DAG nodes. 1,324. As you can see right here, I do have one node staking currently. I have API 3 going to work, curious to see what kind of rewards I can get with DAG. And I really like both assets because they are still well under the radar of the average person. And I like their market cap size compared to most. And remember guys, this is not financial advice, but here's an amazing website, thecoinperspective.com. And shout out to Ncash Official on YouTube. I watched your channel and I watched your video on Casper. A buddy recommended it, absolutely loved it. So thank you for the shout out as well. And just like marketcapof.com, thecoinperspective.com is very similar. And now, of course, I'm just comparing because these are both oracles. If API 3 had the market cap of Chainlink with a $14 billion market cap, the average price of API 3 instead of like just under $5 would be over $367. 74x. Now, I'm not saying it goes right to that price. What I'm saying is I like finding assets with sound fundamentals and established roadmap that are extremely undervalued. Even comparing Constellation, I know we topped out at like 46 cents. We were at 1 penny in the beginning of the year. And if we compared it to HBAR, I love HBAR, one of my long-term holdings without a doubt. And HBAR's market cap to me is still low. It's not even in the top 10 yet, so I think this is still conservative, and I do believe that Hedera gets into the top 10 at some point in the years ahead. And even if Constellation, a layer 0, just similar to HBAR, had the market cap of HBAR with a $6 billion market cap, we're talking DAG well over $2. Either way, that's damn close to a 10x, and I really like the look of those assets when they're not even on any tier 1 centralized exchanges yet. And if XRP had Bitcoin's market cap of approximately $1.1 trillion, XRP would be worth $24, an upside of 21x. Next up, let's dive into some XRP news, and then we're going to be showing you some must-see videos related to XRP. As we know, on-demand liquidity sees record growth and traction in the year 2021, Ripple being the first company to leverage crypto assets to tackle the trillion-dollar challenges associated with cross-border payments. As we know, over $155 trillion is sent across borders globally, helping financial institutions, payment service providers, PSPs, fintechs, and SME small medium enterprises, leaving this archaic dinosaur system. ODL with XRP allows customers to instantly move money around the world at any time, even weekends and holidays, without the need of pre-funding. Now, I know this seems very silly and pretty obvious, but imagine if you could not text somebody, call somebody, or send an email on the weekend or holidays. Seems pretty silly. And the funny thing is that all these banks and their correspondent banking relationships cannot even settle money in real time yet. So I know for the past several years we sound like lunatics, but this will be happening in the future. If you guys can't tell already by the announcements of Meta and even Facebook and all these other groups embracing the term interoperability, it paints a very obvious picture for us to capitalize on. Focus on the CAGR, guys, the year-over-year growth. Slowly but surely, ODL transactions in Q3 accounted for 25% of total dollar volume across the network. Volume's been growing over 25x since Q3 of last year. ODL customers today can now access over 20 countries around the world. And since Q3 last year, transactions over RippleNet have more than doubled. And most importantly, ODL transactions are up 130%. I like this term. Cash is oxygen for business, and ODL's ability to extend an LOC line of credit gives customers access to capital instantly and gives them access to XRP on credit. In Q3, they announced their first ODL deployment in Japan with SBI, and then their first ODL deployment in the Middle East. Everything looks great, and excited to see what kind of big announcements they will be announcing at Swell in just about a week. Now guys, if you've already seen this, feel free to fast forward about a minute and a half, but this is shared by Bank XRP. Ripple partner Identity CEO talks Ripple and the Swift patent. Reminds me of the patents that King Solomon also found. Related to mentioning XRP specifically with the largest credit issuer in the United States. If you're impatient, do what you gotta do, but I am holding my XRP. I'm not panic selling to chase other assets. I hold other assets, but I am not letting go of XRP. I've seen too much. The transmission of payment messages, we could be connecting members of the Swift network over $5 trillion per day with the members of the Ripple network. What? Right here, legacy technology and manual processes cost financial institutions more than $305 billion every single year. We know MasterCard's a partner of Ripple, already named next to the ISO 222 framework or standard. Ripple, R3 Corda, Swift, etc. So the ISO tokens, we're talking XLM, IOTA, XDC, XRP. Could even consider Algorand, and a few other sleepers. And this is discussing Identity's patent right here. So let's watch this video.
Now, last month, your share price spiked briefly above 30 cents. It's now around that 18-cent mark. What caused the spike, and why wasn't it able to be maintained?
If I'm honest with the market, the spike came from some public discussion about the patent that we own in the United States and drawing some connections with what our patent could be used for. We've made it public that our patent for an idea that uses blockchain and tokens to send and receive very rich payment information around the world has the ability to connect both old and new payment networks around the world. So for the transmission of payment messages, we could be connecting members of the Swift network with members of the Ripple network. And I think that late in August, we submitted some additional claims to the US Patent Office, and that received some really keen interest from investors around the world.
So do you think it's only a matter of time then that more investors grasp the story and the potential?
We released a new investor presentation yesterday, which I think does a much greater job of explaining in detail that framework that I talked to you about before in terms of what are we doing now, what's on the horizon for us next, and then what does our long-term strategy look like. And we have connected all of the dots between our United States patent, reporting to regulators, and some of the longer-term strategies of the business. And I think it tells a really neat story about some potential significant long-term benefits for the company.
That was Identity CEO John Raymond. The rights issue opens next Thursday, November the 4th, with shares issued at 16 cents. The company has a market cap above $27 million, and share trade opened at 18 cents this morning.
Unbelievable. And remember, right when you give up is typically when the assets take off. Almost every single asset I'm watching that is lower in these retracements going from the swing high of 2021 is forming a bullish pennant, a bull flag, or some type of bullish setup. And remember, sometimes your hardest days often lead to the best days of your life. So right here, guys, we have the Bitcoin Cash price chart along with comp or compound. I have not actually done trade with compound in almost a year, so pretty crazy. But anyways, Bitcoin Cash right here from the high to the low. As we can see, topped out at the 4.236 to the wick. You cannot make this up, and this is one of the many reasons why I love these Fibonacci extensions. Hitting the 1618, collapsing on the previous all-time high, and then pushing up yet again. Now, we can see it topped out at the 4.236, came all the way down, back test the 702, and I believe it's going to just make its way back up, just like most assets, and the reason being is because we have 50 to 60 cryptos right now that are well established, not just the meme coins that have already broken and created a second all-time high. That'd be a beautiful ROI, talking $2,000 for Bitcoin Cash. And I know a lot of people are saying this time's going to be different. We're not going to create another all-time high for all these assets. But me personally, I expect that we do. And I could be wrong. But that's just the way I see things. So notice, topped out at the 4.236, collapsed, forming another cup. What do we have for compound? Unbelievable. Swing high, swing low, topping out at the 4.236, and rolling back over on itself yet again, and forming another cup. We can see this golden cross occurring. Very, very interesting. That's what I was saying. Bitcoin Cash and comp both top out at the 4.236 before forming another cup yet again. If you guys want to see an asset that is leading the way, I would recommend looking at Atom of Cosmos. Also, guys, Protocol 18 for Stellar is coming this week. Highly recommend checking this out on stellar.org. And most people, they just want to buy high after an asset has already done a 10x after a pump. No, thank you. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Buy low, outweight the average retail investor that typically just wants to chase other coins when they're pumping, and then you get called lucky. Rinse and repeat. I will DCA as my assets are well below the 236. Keep buying, keep buying, keep buying, and wait. Because if assets do rotate like I believe, it's just a matter of time for every single alt that is well established. Do I wish it happens now? Of course, but am I confident with what I see in the future? Absolutely. Also guys, big shout out to XRP_owl King Solomon right here announcing Alliance Block, one of his favorite holds, ALBT, is partnering with Flare Networks to deploy a DEX, a decentralized exchange testnet or test network. We got funders, MVP, compliance framework, and more. So big congrats. Thank you, King Solomon, for all the information that you provide. And this is available on the blog of Alliance Block. One video I saw that did a great overview is Community Flare or Flare Community. Highly recommend checking this one out, overviewing this. All in all, though, what you really need to know is just this. So this Alliance Block DEX and funders facilitated by our chain-agnostic interoperability bridge will be deployed to Songbird, Flare's Canary Network or Test Network, with the planned integration of a regulatory and compliance layer, plus our, and this is a new term that I'm going to start using, the LMAAS. So instead of just mining as a service, this is liquidity mining as a service, which is their solution. We will help invite new institutional and retail liquidity flows to the Flare ecosystem. Beautiful. So bringing utility and merging the best of both worlds of Alliance Block and Flare. And now, merging those incentives. We get all these great blockchain networks to connect and try to align our incentives. I think we're going to get much farther than we ever could have gotten on our own. Appreciate all that like and sub, and I'll see you in the next one.